Welcome back, my Nakamas. Long time I didn't make a video, but now I'm here for a new video for you guys. Happy holidays, happy new year if you don't or did you don't saw my videos. Thank you for all the huge support we're getting on One Piece. It's pretty nice. It's a hype game. I love it as well, and we'll enter tournaments. For you guys, I want to make another giveaway for you. At 1,400 subscribers, I give away this black starter deck for you. So you just enter and let me know what is your next favorite card from the next One Piece set. And we talk about today investments. What you can invest for your next set OP02. What cards you should be having and how the lists are seeing or are functional the cards are. We will talk about in this video. Like and subscribe and we go into this nice investment. Okay, we're now at some TCG player sites and I show you some decklists, but all the time I want to recognize I show a lot of cards from the starter decks, but starter decks are a little bit pricey. As you can see, they're like 48. Hopefully you have a friend or like buying single cards you have to. So I will pre-order the new decks as well. I think you don't need a lot of the starter deck. Depends on how much Uta comes out of the starter decks from the film edition. And Navy I will get 2 times because the Navy decks are pretty good, and Navy this is not Navy, but the last one was Navy, yeah. You can see like a little bit of a smoker list. I cannot talk about much that because we don't have the cards yet out, so buy 2 Navy structure decks and then put together cards with your starter deck. Green is a little bit low pricey, and blue as well, but you don't need so much about blue. First of all, we look at one of the top lists. This is Trafalgar Law. Law Loop you can play as well with the new film comes to playing out itself, and new searcher cards is pretty nice because you can throw something in and then play again something out, and you can fill out your board more and easily in the early and mid game. So you need a lot of key cards, and one of the key cards are simple cards like the Nami. Nami is $2.50 card. You should pick up 4 because you can play her in a lot of decks like Law. Law is a card you can easily purchase as well. So for $2.30-ish, but you don't necessarily play this Law, but you can if you want to. You play the Super Rare Law. It's a little bit more pricey. It's about 28-ish, so it got higher up because now you can play it in the set 1, but I think set 2 maybe it priced down a little bit because Law Loop is then not so much high available than before. Then we have as well as one of the next sets or decks, we have Zoro. Zoro is one of the favorite decks that people playing right now in Japan. It is one of the most constructive, straightforward deck because it's so strong, got a lot of support. What cards are in here? You see a lot of film cards, so we talk about the film deck. You see the Gordon you play as a 4-off because this effect, like you can give him Dawn swing with him and then bottom deck him is like go for 10. So pick up every location you can get the Uta film pack. Keep 4 or open 4, play them, and then keep the rest because like the Law you play or the Sunny Kun you play are a lot of pricey, and some cards go for like 50 cents or pounds or dollars, whatever you want. So I think it is not necessarily needly to buy solo cards because you can buy one whole pack if you got like one, or maybe go to European market. It's a little bit cheaper some kinds cards than the other ones. And let's see, we got Zoro as well. Zoro from the set 1, the super rare. It goes for $30 and it's a little bit high up, and this card will spike more and more times. Like right now you can play him in every deck, in Luffy, in Law, in Zoro. There are 3 decks you can play him, and in the next set you can play him only at, you can play it in Law Rush as well, but Ace come out in a set 3 and got a little bit hype support cards for new event cards. And like if you have event card that costs 7, you have 3 to open, you can always play a Rush Sorrow. So I think this card is a staple card, and you need to have 4 of them. Like as I mentioned, as the Nico Robin you play as well, because their KO effect to you reduce a lot of DP, and with Nico Robin synergized to attacking and destroy something is pretty strong and straightforward for the deck. The rest, like Jet Pistols, are on the starter deck, and the rest of all are some new cards. Uta as well as an rare you can pick up. Ruka are in the starter deck as well, so you need a mix of that. Kit we have here. For kit we got a lot of staples as well, but in Japan they're playing more Yamatos. They play 2, but they're going more high up in numbers, so this card will see play in the future as well. So you need to pick up gladly 3 Yamatos for your kit deck later on, because you play multiple copies of her. The price is a little bit dropping for 40 if you get some copies. Buy her because you need at least of 3 Yamatos. For Use's kit starter deck, it goes for 5, and like we saw, they're playing 3 to 4, so it costs like 20 to get them. So you can invest that or in the starter deck, but as you see, the Bonnie is around $3 or $4 as well. So starter decks sometimes recognize or regenerate all the stuff you buy, and that's pretty nice to see. And as for going for the super rare Eustace kit, these go around for $9, so pick it up, you need them. It's a pretty nice extended card, and you can always play it in green, so love to heaven for like $9. It's pretty good. Then we have Keymon. Keymon is a really strong powerhouse deck as well as a tier 1 contender, and there you see similar play cards than green kit. The only thing you play is the new Odin and the new Yamato, because they are pretty broken, and some cards like the User's Kit you play as well as the 1 or 2 of. And when I come to Momo is a $1 card, and I think next set we can spike a little bit more, because we only got him and not a reprint. We get maybe in the tournament volume the Bonnie alternative artwork cards when you play locals, for like the same as Digimon. You're getting some cards that get reprinted with a new artwork, and as well as Okiku going for $250. So pricey up this card as you play as a 4 of, and in the kit as well as a 4 of. So you should take your copies from this as well. Then we having blue. I want to showcase you guys a little bit of blueness. What you're seeing here, we see the Doflamingo from the starter deck, we see the Trafalgar Mihawk with the 2k counter, and Mihawk, Doflamingo and Alvida are not so pricey, and the rest are like new support. And for the Mihawk it goes around here 7, maybe you find some picking up for a stock penny for $3, because you play him, and we don't know how to expand blue in the next set with Nami, because Nami is the middle deck, but you always need to draw cards with the effect, and Trash 2, what is pretty nice to play, and it's a 2k counter, so I think he will be seen play in the Nami deck as well, so pick your copies of that Mihawk. Then we have Whitebeard to talk about. Whitebeard, you only need Otamas, and from the start deck your turn to the choppers, and all the other cards you're playing, some lists are going like different, but the rest of the cards you're playing are from OP02. So Whitebeard is, so Newgate is a pretty strong deck, and in Japan in the last 2 weeks of OP02 it got a lot of play, because some cards and some synergize, they're coming out later on, and they're thinking of, okay, some kinds or some cards are really hitting different. Then for the last deck, it was the blue deck. For the last deck we talked about Kaido. Kaido seems play again. It won sometimes at some tournaments, so this is a deck you can pick up or play again. You don't need much more. As you can see, these cards are rare, commons and uncommons, so you don't need, if you are playing purple, to put your pocket money hard into it, so you can leash on and go for OP02 and spare some money if you want to play purple, because you don't need much. But for the prices, we talk about the Kaido. It goes for $4, so you need 3 of them. so it's easy for $12 or $13 to pick your copies up. And as the king goes a little bit higher for $7, as you can see they're playing as a 4 off in Japan. So this is the time that you can pick your starter deck, because it was like 20 or 30 dollars. So you have the half of the money back with the kings, and the rest in there you can sell maybe some copies. And for the super rare Roman Stone OP01 king, you only pay $6.50, and you're playing as a 3 off like the Kaido. So you're going over with this Tony with a low cheap budget deck. So I think purple is pretty strong compared of, but you need to high roll with your Nigashima in the early games and stuff like that. But you get decent support, like a lot of new blockers. But we will talk about that in the meta tier list I will put up next week for you guys. This was my whole invest video. Don't forget to enter the giveaway. We only need some few more subs, and if the starter deck drops out, I will then spin the wheel and having one lucky winner again to get this nice starter deck. Thank you guys for all the support you're giving me. I hope you watch till the end. I wish you best of luck at the tournaments we're having right now with the Chopper and Sorrow promos, and stay healthy. As always, do Zenki. Have fun to find a One Piece.